I am here today with Ronnie, who is a fellow user of some of our Nurp softwares, and today he's going to tell us exactly how it's been over how long now, Ronnie?
Actually, I started towards the end of last year with my first algorithm and then have added multiple since then.
What is your profession that made you think to go into a class like this? Because it is a bit more of a speculation.
I actually had a few businesses and I sold a couple of them off over the last couple of years. And so it's given me a lot more freedom to kind of research things. And so with all the AI going around, I've just started looking at different ways to diversify and create like almost like a passive income and to build wealth. And so that's the reason I've gotten into this. And I
Yeah.
love it. It's hands off. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, it's funny because it's just so not traditional. So I always like to see what the person's background is because, again, it's so unconventional to use AI or any type of machine learning to trade inside of your portfolio.
Yeah, it's been great. Of course, I'm always paranoid and I'm always checking it every day and sometimes multiple times a day. So I log in for a few seconds multiple times throughout the day, see what it's doing, how it's doing. It's fun seeing it, consistently go up. Every now and then we'll have a bad day, but there's a lot more good days than bad days.
That is true. I could testify to that. I've been using the software for well over a year now, I think. Prior to investing in software to trade for you, what other asset classes did you have exposure to?
Yeah, I had done a lot of trading myself for
Mm.
years, 30 years plus. I started, just trading a little bit way back when. And then over the years, I've traded, buying the different, like Motley Fool and different services out there and just kind of doing what they say to do. And I've done pretty well, but with the market downturns and everything, it gets ugly. But if you weather the storm, it'll just keep going up. But not like this. I've been really pleasantly surprised that the algorithm has consistently made the returns even in this crazy volatile market.
One of the key things when we look at these softwares is the ability to perform in volatile markets. And what we like to say it's kind of a market neutral strategy that you're able to deploy. And you hit the nail on the head. It's exactly what it's been. If we look at the S&P and all traditional markets, pretty much everything is down across the board. But when I look at my software accounts, my trading software accounts, and I'm pretty sure you could testify as well, we haven't been down on some of them here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's definitely a market neutral strategy. How did you find out about Nurp?
I just been doing a lot of research. I have another algorithm that I had bought back in July of last year, and it's been consistent. It had a down month or two, which is to be expected, but it's been pretty consistent also. But I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. I like to diversify, and so when I ran across Nurp, I decided that I really needed to look into it more. It looked like y'all had several different algorithms with more on the way, and you also had the crypto one coming when I first started. And so I wanted to really diversify and do more with it. And so I'm really glad that I did. I have several accounts with y'all now and doing well with it.
Nice. So how did we come across you? Just like on Facebook or something?
I'd seen Facebook ads, but then, I also Googled, best artificial intelligence trading bots and different things. And so I did a lot of research. I looked into quite a few different ones. And then I always check on Trustpilot and different things to see, what the reviews are. And then I had spoke to a couple of your folks and went through, some almost, I call it like an interview process. I
Yeah.
really questioned a lot of things and, even some of the negative reviews that were on Trustpilot and got the answers I wanted to hear back on that and I know that there's always bad reviews with anything, most of the time that's the only reviews that come up. But, hearing the frank answers from your team and what really happened behind the scenes and as to why, someone was negative was really, comforting to me, and I saw all the positive reviews. So I decided to go for it and try it, and I'm very happy that I did.
When you went to go try it, can you tell me a little bit about that process? How was the program? How was the onboarding? What did you like about the experience?
So when I first started, it was right before y'all went to the new
Interface.
platform. I was able to kind of get on the new platform before everybody else did. And so the trade copier, I really like it, because it even makes it more hands off. The old system, as you know, you kind of had to, change some lot sizes and stuff each week if you really want to stay on top of it. And I didn't want to stay on top of it. I wanted it to be done for me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this platform that y'all are running now is smooth. I like it a lot. It's very hands off, and just let it run and do its thing.
Did you have a clear moment in which you actually decided to pull the trigger? Was it after speaking to the team, or where did the skepticism end?
It was really after getting all my answers answered.
Okay.
So now I'm real comfortable with it. It's just simple. I don't have to mess with it. It just does its thing, and I just check the accounts a couple times a day to see how they're doing for the day. And the My FX book is also another way that I kind of watch it. And it's easy and simple to use.
And how much did you initially start the account with?
So my first account, I started with $200,000. Then the other accounts, I put $400,000 each in those. And then I've got a couple of other accounts that I've got another, $400,000 or $500,000 in each of those. So I think I've got a total of 5 accounts now with y'all.
What would you say is the grand sum of it all? Over $1 million?
Over $1 million, easy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have on hand the MyFX books so we could take a peek at one of the accounts that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so let me share my screen with you here. Here's one of my Argos accounts. So this is one, I believe, let's see, I started mid-February with. Yeah, right at Valentine's Day, actually. And then it started trading a couple of days later. So it's averaging, 6.99% per month right now. Total gain is 16.66%. So I've deposited a total of $600,000 in this account because I think I started this one with 400. And then so I've deposited more since, but so far I'm up $74,000 on this account in just a matter of a couple of months, since mid-February.
Nice.
Which is awesome. Yeah, so that first month was kind of slow because it started mid-month and I had $400,000 in it at that time.
Yeah.
April, we're not even done with April, and it's already at 8.37%, which is incredible. It's great.
The most incredible part is if we pull the side by side of, let's say, the S&P, which is probably the most traditional asset you could buy here, we definitely outpaced it by a long shot. And every month it's pretty much been down when we hold it next to this.
So the other account I've got, so it was started mid-February also, and it's up 10.35%. Wow. So it's averaging 4.39 so far, but yeah, so I started this one with $300,000 mid-February, and then I deposited another $150,000, I think, in about a month ago. So that's why this one doesn't show as quick of gains, I think.
Yeah.
But still, it's averaging 4.39% monthly, and it was just started a couple of months ago also.
Yeah.
We can get the month by month comparison on this one.
The crazy thing is, where can somebody actually go to find performance like this?
Hey, you can't. I've looked into a lot of things, and this is by far the best I could find. It is a little nerve-wracking putting, big chunks of money into something that you really don't have you have control over it, right? You can take your money out when you want, but it's not easy taking the jump to put this kind of money into it. But I'm getting more and more comfortable with leaving the money in it because I see it's consistent and it's growing, which is great, especially in this market. I mean, wow, we've had a volatile market. I know my stock trading account that I handle personally has been just a roller coaster. It's nice to see it going back up the last couple of days, but it's been nerve-wracking.
Would you say that this is probably a little bit less nerve-wracking than your stock portfolio at the moment?
Yeah, this has been, my comfort zone here the last several weeks, going at least seeing, hey, I'm consistently going up. I don't think I've had but a few losing days in these accounts. It's been really nice to go in there and see, especially when, you got some big winter days, that it's consistent.
I don't have as much deploy it as you do, but I definitely have a good amount of exposure in them, and I'm using multiple different softwares, and I find it a bit comforting. Like for instance, my crypto portfolio's completely just abolished, but
Yeah.
my trading softwares are helping that. It's definitely been a safe haven as of late. What would you say to other investors? What would be the most attractive thing of using this type of software? Why would someone else want to use it?
I've referred a couple of folks to Nurp, and what I told them was, when they asked me what I'm up to, what have I been doing, I'm like, well, I got into these AI trading bots, and I've been doing pretty well at them. And then they start asking more questions. And then I'm like, historical average on a couple of them is 5-6% per month on average. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, and it's been pretty consistent for me so far. And so it's basically just telling them what I'm doing and how consistent it's been. It's not going to win every day or win as much every month, but overall, I mean, the track record speaks for itself. And even in the short time that I've been, dealing with Nurp, especially with more money put in here lately, for me to be averaging 6+% per month in these accounts, can't do it consistently anywhere else.
Yeah.
I did well in businesses that I've started and grown and sold, but I didn't even get these kind of returns out of my business. I did well, but not this well.
It's shocking to hear, and I think it's a testament to how far technology has gone. I think the old way of 1% in a year is long behind us, and I think that this is going to be the new norm, at least for the next decades to come. So I only see it getting even more advanced, and we're always innovating and we're always tweaking our softwares to make sure that they're always optimal. So
Takes all the mental thought and anguish out of it because it's the software doing it nonstop for you.
yeah. Awesome. Well, again, thank you for your time here, and I hope everybody enjoyed this video.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.